All right, so this month, we spent about $1,700 in certification fees, and 54 and some change came from Bonner County, but we only have the Cape Horn Estates, which resides in Bonner County. That's why it's so low. The rest of that was about 1,700 coming from Kootenai County. Then we had 5,400 that came in on some hookup fees, one of them being for 20630 Lower Cape Horn, and another one at 34810 North Terrace Drive. Those together was the 5,400. Our interest income comes from our bank accounts at almost $39. We brought in 13,734 plus that 3,800, which we moved to our water capital facilities fund. And then sewer fees was 14,400. Total resources for the month almost 40,000. So looking pretty good there. Our sewer maintenance was, a majority of that is our pumping. We had 5 different pumpings, and then our locate services and some repair work there at the triplex station. Then for our sewer maintenance, we show a credit on that because we took some of those funds and went ahead and moved that to our state reserve fund account, so we will be receiving reimbursements from that. I am still working on obtaining the contract with Bigfoot Technology on some of the SCADA work. I guess Tim Guy, who's with Bigfoot Technologies, was on vacation, which is why I have not secured that contract yet. But he's back now, and we're finalizing that, so that's the last piece of the puzzle for Katie to go ahead and submit those reimbursement funds. So that's in the works.
Can I mention one thing, Jesse, and that is, what she's giving, when I said we have like one septic tank maintained, I'm going from board meeting to board meeting. What she's forwarding is on the financials and the bills of when they're paid, right, Jesse?
Correct,
This
yeah,
is
I'm
actually
reporting
for
on the
the
prior month.
Prior month, so just so you know that when you hear that, that's what that is.
Yeah,
Yes.
gotcha.
You're not too old to remember what you did.
And then our routine director's fees, our dues and subscriptions, which is banking services and Zoom. Very menial on our office supplies, just some onesie-twosie stuff around here. 7,000 for our operators, that's the same every month. Postage and delivery for mailing our user bills, and bank fees at 20. We had a couple of return checks this month. I don't know why, we had 3 different customers this month who put stop payments on their, I know, I never really have that, but apparently 'tis the month.
Costs
So-
money to do a stop payment.
Yeah, well, so we get charged, yeah, it does
Yeah.
too, which is really
Yeah, it's
strange.
weird.
And one of them was a customer that we were resolving issues with some user payments with training the former employee. But then, so we finally get it figured out, and then I'm like, then I get notification that he put stop payments on. I'm like, okay, well now it's on your end. So he's like, oh, so we've been having quite the go around to that one, but we finally have it all figured out, almost, except for Clint went to process the user payments, and he put, because he has 2 accounts, and he used the same account on both checks. So I was like, we're almost there, just one more thing.
Yeah.
So we have that, and legal fees at the $62.10, and that is just our portion of it, where the rest of it goes to the SRF loan reimbursement portion.
Oh,
Utilities at almost 4,900, payroll at 4,000, a little over 4,200. And one of those was the last check to Jamie as well. And our SRF loan, we had about 1,400 in expenses for that one. Total expenditures for the month at almost 21,000, and we netted about 18,000 for this month. So our expenses were pretty low. This month, as you can see from our invoice approval list, that's not the case. So we'll see quite a difference from this month to next month when we report on that. So.
Yeah, water.
Well, you know, part of the good news is that we're so busy and everybody else is with their contractors, they haven't billed us yet. So it gets stretched out because they don't have time to bill it when they're doing all the work for us.
But, I mean, a lot of that too, we're gonna get the water connections in just
Oh, yeah.
to
Yeah,
cover some of that, so.
And remember, when we
Yeah.
have to cut into roads and, Lakes Highway permits, the customer pays for that.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
so
that's
although,
what it does,
yeah, although it shows up on our expenses side, it also does, and they're not always just as clean cut, month and month, but, we do receive a lot of those, which is why you'll see things like, a profit of 18,000 in one month, and then the next month, quote unquote,
Yeah.
looks bad, but it all flushes out throughout the year.
well, and that year to date is less that, we got about 46,000 coming from PDQ,
For
reimbursable.
the
expenses.
SRF loan program?
Yeah,
Okay.
so that will change, well, there's a little bit of it that's last year, but most of it, I think, is this year, so that's gonna really change our year to date.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to remember that.
So in total, right now, our bank balances are sitting at, which is not my favorite number,
No.
$666,000
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
$27, so. Any questions?
I would make one comment to that, maybe you can also add to this, Jesse, and that is Access Idaho. We've had a couple customers that have had to pay, that have been turned off, and we can send them to the website to pay.
Yeah, that is nice.
And
Yes,
yes, there's a
good.
small fee for them, but that's, well, how do I get you a check? I'm in Spokane, what do I do? We can give them the
Good.
website to go pay, rather than trying to figure out how we're gonna meet them out here on site to get it taken care of,
Yeah. That has been,
yeah.
Jesse, I just would like, the minutes to show, on reviewing the financials that I have requested, information on the dramatic change, on the balance sheet of retained earnings from this month to last month. It's over $153,000. And Jesse's,
yeah,
working
so,
on that,
and
but
that is, cause I don't make any adjustments on
Right.
those QuickBooks reports for the retained earnings, that is an auditor thing. And with the draft audit that was supplied to you guys, also is a series of journal entries from our auditor that I need to input. So when you guys finally approve it, those journal entries will be made, and then also we'll have the auditors come here and explain all those things, cause, well, they made the entries, so they'd be better to do that. But we'll have them here with us once it's approved, and he'll be able to answer all of your guys' questions on that. So if you do have any questions as you're looking over it, shoot me an email, we can get Scott prepared to answer those for you, so that you guys are feeling like you're getting all your answers, so.
great, thank you, Jesse.
Thank you, Jess. Number 6, are we having an engineering report? Kyle?